I'm the head coach of the team, but we do things a little bit.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Okay, so that clip I just played, that was Tyson Fury following his win over Deontay Wilder. In the press conference, the post-fight press conference, he's offered water. Tyson Fury asked, who did the water come from? Once Tyson finds out where the water came from, he says he doesn't want it. Instead of just turning the water down completely, like soon as someone tried to offer you water, instead of him just saying, no, I don't need any water, I don't want any water, he goes the extra mile and says, wait, who did this come from? And then we hear the reports of Deontay Wilder claiming that his water was tampered with. So there's one thing for sure that both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury agreed on, is neither one of them trusted the water that was given to them the night of the fight. Okay, now with that being said, and that brings us into today's story. Former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield, he did an interview with KO Artist Sports. And it's pretty interesting because Holyfield was only asked what his thoughts was on the fight. And it was Evander Holyfield that started talking about people spiking your water. He says that he believes his water was spiked before in one of his fights. Coincidentally, George Foreman has said the same thing a couple of months back. George Foreman said that his water was spiked before. So Holyfield makes a lot of valid points, and I'm gonna play a clip for you guys, but I just want to set it up. But Holyfield, he makes a lot of valid points, especially when he says, you know, if someone says something happened to them, you can't just write that off and say, no way. This is boxing. A lot of things like this happen in boxing. I'm paraphrasing, but once again, I'm going to play the clip so you guys can hear it out. The point was, guys, you have to understand, boxing is like no other sport. But I'm going to go ahead and hold that point and go ahead and play this clip for you guys. Check this clip out, and then I'm going to continue.
That's where it is when you have the very best fight, the very best. And, you know, I'm saying, and things do come up. And there's a lot of things, because I don't even want to mention that things do happen. Things do happen. People do certain things to you. I'm telling you, so you can't count it out. As if somebody said, well, this happened, you know, when they, even with not Tyson Fury, but the other guy, what's his name? Wilder. You know, I never seen him fight like that ever in my entire whole life. How could you got to know something got to happen. How many people forget all their skills? And all of a sudden forget everything. And so there's something had to happen. I'm a fighter, and I know, and I fight, and I can pick back up and do anything. I can go back into the thing. And all of a sudden, then I remember one day I got in the ring. I was like, whoa, well, wait a minute, something's wrong. So, but something always wrong when I get ready to get in the ring. But as soon as I strike out and start hitting people, everything come back. Right. But in this fight, my heartbeat wouldn't even get high. I was like saying, I'm too calm. What in the world wrong? To find out that, you know what? You have to watch your water. You got to watch your water that you drink. You got to have the right people around you all the time to make sure that everything is right.
Okay, guys, so you heard it from Holyfield. Now understand this. This is coming from people that have already experienced this actually happening, right? George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, and I'm sure there's a lot of other fighters. So the point that I was about to make before I played that clip for you guys is boxing is the wild, wild west of sports. It's like no other sport on earth, or at least in this country. You know, when it comes to the NFL, the NBA, they have all type of regulations. There's even strict rules and protocols for the reporters when it comes to league sports. In boxing, reporters, they can lie about stuff, they can make up stuff. It doesn't matter if it's been fact-checked and has been proven to be wrong. They can make it up just based on protecting a certain fighter that they like. For example, they openly lie and call Teofimo Lopez undisputed. Undisputed would mean that he has all 4 belts. You could never get away with that in any other sport. You can't lie about a particular basketball or football team's statistics just to make another team look better or whatever the case is. You can only get away with all of these things in the sport of boxing. If the sport of boxing was structured like all these other sports I'm referring to, had the same rules and regulations, guys, do you know that this would be the biggest story in the whole country when it comes to how Tyson Fury's gloves look, when it comes to the allegations of a man having his water spiked? Tyson Fury and his whole team in the sport would be under a heavy investigation. But in the sport of boxing, they don't care. No matter what type of evidence is presented, they don't care, because they feel the right guy got the win. And if there's evidence to prove that he didn't win legitimately, then they're willing to throw that evidence in the trash or completely ignore the story. This can only happen in the sport of boxing. So old media and the rest of the people in the sport of boxing that are trying to protect Tyson Fury, they can keep trying to bury this story. But I'm telling you, man, that truth always finds its way back to the surface. The truth always comes to light. And now we're starting to hear more boxers that aren't afraid of speaking against the powers that may be to offer things that make more logical sense. And to further my point, when I tell you guys, they will try to bury this story and they don't even care about evidence. In fact, they don't even care if Tyson really did cheat. 99% of these fans have said, oh, there's no way he cheated. We need more evidence. Where's your evidence? And they're looking at the evidence, but they're still saying, oh, that doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't matter what you show them. They're going to keep saying this. But to further my point, Teddy Atlas and many people, even in my comment section, have said, even if he did cheat, it doesn't matter, because Tyson Fury is a better fighter. He would have won anyway. Well, that's the great thing about this third fight. We're going to find out if that's true. We are going to find out if Tyson Fury is so good that he can now beat Deontay Wilder without cheating. I just hope when it comes to this fight, Deontay Wilder is truly covering all bases. You know what they really should do for this fight? They should go back old school. They should have the fighters get wrapped in the ring. Go in there bare-fisted. Have the cameras on them the whole time. Have the gloves inspected, all of that stuff. Because this is what they used to do back in the day. Yeah, the fighters, they used to walk to the ring with no gloves, no wraps, and have all of that done in the ring. This is what they need to do. But as long as Deontay Wilder is watching everything, that's all that matters, however they do it. So I'm really looking forward to this fight, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight. And once again, it's always great to hear experienced boxers speak on this, because you do still have a lot of people that are afraid to speak on it because they don't want to deal with the backlash when it comes to all of these racist fans. I'm going to stop calling them Tyson Fury fans, and I've told you guys this on many occasions, because the majority of these fans, especially from America, they're not Tyson Fury fans. They're race fans. Only thing they do is root against the black fighter. It's more of rooting against the black fighter than being a Tyson Fury fan, because I can guarantee you None of these fans cared anything about Tyson Fury before he beat Deontay Wilder. They never even followed him. Now, all of a sudden, even some of the fans that follow me on Facebook, I remember some of the people who follow me, I noticed that some of them changed their profile name, their profile picture to Tyson Fury. So this is one of the main reasons why you have a lot of people that are afraid to speak on this topic, because you have so many race fans. In fact, the sport is dominated by race fans. The entire old media, and probably a good 70% of all of the boxing fans in the sport. So that's a lot of pressure on someone who wants to go against the grain. But it ain't too much pressure for me, because they ain't gonna never stop me from speaking the truth. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Deontay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
Hello, my name is Dominic. I just got my procedure done here in South Carolinas. I was recommended by Dante's Boxing Nation, and it's real. Here's the results. The brother out here, Brother Enoch, is real, and it's a very, very, very good recommendation. I recommend it. 4 hours, you in, you out, and it's the rest of your life.
So if anyone in the world wants this hookup, make sure you contact my man Enoch at 704-499-3471, and make sure to follow him on Instagram.